Are you planning to visit the Berkshire Hathaway Annual Meeting 2024 on 4th of May in Omaha? Then please watch this video. I help you to be better prepared for your trip, to have more fun in Omaha and find the right events for you, and to save a ton of money. So please enjoy this video. During the next minutes, I'm very happy to present you very helpful information for your trip to Omaha. I'm doing this with a PowerPoint presentation, which is state of the art for YouTube. So give me a like for the quality of the PowerPoint presentation here. But before we jump into the video and I can add value to you, let me please give you some more insights why I can tell you something qualified about the Berkshire meeting. So I've visited 3 times. Here you see the badge from 2022 and 2023. The 2019 badge, I don't know where it is. I have to find it. Maybe I do it till the next meeting. But what is more important, besides being there, I spent 100 plus hours of researching and writing about the meeting. It's done with the Good Investing Guide. It's 20 plus pages. And the guide saves you time, money, and keeps you away from stress. And also run the Good Investing Conference at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting. You will find more about the conference in this video, but it's run with 100 plus members from my community. So I had to study Omaha to build a great conference for this event. So I know Omaha quite well. Let me dive into the topics we're discussing here. The first complex is called travel and accommodation. So it's travel, how to get to Omaha, how to find a good and affordable place to sleep, and also how to travel in Omaha. And the next complex is all about the tickets. So how to get tickets for the AGM. But it's also about the AGM day. So what you can expect from the AGM day, which might even start at 3 a.m. for some of these viewers. And the last complex is what else you can do aside of the Berkshire meeting. So it's about awesome investing events and fun shareholder activities. And there's more information also coming at the end, so stay tuned. There's also, in addition to this video, please take a look at the Good Investing Guide. I've already mentioned it. The link is below. There you find more information, and if something changes or gets updated or might be wrong in this video, you find the correct version in the guide. So I keep it up to date. And if you want to be on a safe side, there's also a newsletter you can subscribe to on the guide. You can get information about good investing, my work, but you can just get information about the AGM. For instance, when tickets are on sale or available, I will share it in the newsletter. So please subscribe to it. On the Good Investing Guide, you can also find a newsletter where you can subscribe to. It's a newsletter about the Berkshire meeting and also my work at Good Investing. So you can select what you're interested in. I hope you're interested in both. With the newsletter, I keep you up to date about new developments around the meeting. For instance, if tickets are available or on sale on eBay, I will share a link with you, send you a notification. So also feel free to subscribe to the newsletter. And by the way, I've done timestamps. So if you don't want to hear my blah blah on topics you already cleared for you, just use the timestamps to jump to the relevant topics for you. So I hope you enjoy the video. Let's talk about travel, or the question how to get to Omaha. So for international shareholders, it's also important to get to the US. So they have to fly to an international airport. Sadly, Omaha is no international airport, and connect from there to Omaha. For instance, Chicago, Denver, New York are airports that are attractive to travel to. Or if you're coming from the West Coast, it's Los Angeles. That's an interesting opportunity to travel to the US. Make sure to have the ESTA visa that you can go into the US. You find more on this process in the guide. And in the US, you have different options that I want to show you. Like the first is to take a flight to Omaha from an international or a local airport. The other option is to take the train. Then there's the option to take the bus, which is not that strongly recommended, or you can take a car or make a car rental. So let us go into the flight. You've seen me on the picture. This was a picture taken at the Omaha Eppley Airfield. That's the airport in Omaha. So you can fly to this airport. There are direct connections. For instance, Chicago offers a connection to Omaha. New York offers a connection. There's a connection from Florida. Denver offers a connection, so you can go from this airport to Omaha. And there's also a train connection. This picture you see here, this one, is from the observation car on the California Zephyr. That's the name of the train. The California Zephyr runs from Denver to Omaha or from Chicago to Omaha. And in Chicago, you can depart at 2 p.m. You arrive around 10 p.m. in Omaha, so it's an 8-9 hours trip. Or you depart in the night and arrive at 5:14 in Omaha if you come from Denver. And that's also the time when you go to Chicago. 5:14 is also the time to go to Chicago in the morning if you want to go back to Chicago from Omaha. The train costs $79 to go to Chicago from Omaha. I like to take it on the way back. It's very scenic, and you can use the observation car, look out of the window, have breakfast. There's a cafeteria on it, and also read. But it's not the quickest way to travel, and the train sometimes might have delay. So watch out for this, but it's recommended. I tested it and it's fun. You can also take the bus if you are in a neighboring city to Omaha in the Midwest. There are some bus connections that might be suitable. The bus usually operates under the Greyhound brand, but the Greyhounds are a bit of an adventure to travel with, and they are only recommended if you're really on a budget. If not, I would prefer to take a flight or the train or do the car rental. Or take your own car. There is a car rental option at many airports in the US. You can easily find a car and use it and to drive to Omaha. Also, you can combine it with flying to an international airport and take the car from there. For instance, you fly to Chicago or Denver and then ride with the car to Omaha. That's also an option that some shareholders use. But usually they fly into Omaha or some take the train. And if you might take the train, we might meet. Let's see. Hopefully we can meet. Now let's go on with other topics. Finding a great accommodation during the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting week isn't that easy because there's a lot of demand. I think 20 to 40,000 people are flocking into Omaha for the meeting. And Omaha has some capacity, but it gets constrained and prices get quite high. So I personally tended to go with Airbnbs during the Berkshire Hathaway week. Not just with one, but that's more a topic for my community members. But there's also the option to go with a hotel. So hotels are usually the most crowded trade for the Berkshire Hathaway weekend because this is kind of the business standard and there are a lot of business owners and investors going and they tend to want to have a hotel. So if you plan to book a hotel, do it as soon as you can. And also look across the river here in Iowa, because there's might be sometimes even cheaper deals than in Omaha because most people look in Omaha, but across the river you might find something more affordable. And my personal preferences, and that's why also it's shown here, are Airbnbs and Vrbo. So Vrbo is like the smaller competitor of Airbnb in the US. There might be additional offering on it, especially if you share your flat, and Airbnb might be a great thing to do because then you stay there for $60 to $80 a night compared to a hotel price that's at $300 to $500. And yeah, you also have to take care that you look that nobody scams you and you're not double booked with the Airbnbs. But I give you some advice on this in the guide. And you should also try to look for a high rating with the Airbnb. So everything below 4.7 has to be double checked. So you should check the reviews, for instance, to see if there's nothing bad with the Airbnb. Sometimes people have only a few votes, and if they get one bad vote because there was maybe also a mean guest, it might be an interesting Airbnb to look into, but please double check the reviews for the Berkshire weekend. And now let's get into how to get from A to B. Getting from A to B, here I have two very affordable recommendations. And that's also the reason why I have a picture of a bus here. Americans who are watching this video might wonder a bit why he's taking a picture of a bus, because the public bus transport system in the US isn't the greatest, but I honestly was surprised when taking the bus in Omaha. So here you can see the bus system. On the right, a bus ticket in Omaha costs at the moment, I think $1.25 please bring it with fitting, so $1.25 to pay for the bus system, or buy 10 tickets for $12.50, I think, because they have no change, or they just have change with a digital code, which is hard to use, and no cash change. But this wallet $1.25 is really cheap compared to Uber or Lyft, because usually you pay $7 to $10, $15, $20 for a ride with Uber and Lyft. There's one bus that goes quite often. It's this orange line, the ORBT, ORBT. It runs from east to west. It's a fast bus with nice stops, and it's going every 10 minutes, I think. But also the other bus lines aren't bad. The buses can be quite empty. And I had a few rides where I was the only guest together with my friends on the bus. So it's a kind of private bus ride. And by the way, Berkshire also offers some buses on Saturday. You find more information in the Berkshire materials once they are published. And in addition to the buses, I would recommend using the e-bikes. In the guide, I have a code for the e-bikes. So you can save an additional $2 on the monthly pass, which then should make the monthly pass just $18. And this means that you have a kind of flat rate for the e-bikes that have different stations across Omaha. And it can be quite fun to ride the e-bike because you have this electronic drive, and you can also enjoy Omaha from this perspective. And it's quite a fun thing. And you have this price cap by using the e-bikes. And alternatively, for sure, you can use other services that are a bit more expensive. There's the scooters. So if you have the Uber app, you can use the Lime scooters in Omaha. They also take you from A to B, and you can drop them off wherever you want. You don't have to bring them back to the charging station. But sadly, there's no Warren Buffett taxi like on this picture, but there's taxis in Uber and Lyft. I would also recommend you to put down the phone number of the taxi service in your mobile phone, because there were some situations where we had to pay like 10x or 5x the price we would have to pay for a normal Uber ride or Lyft ride. We had this in 2022. There was the rainy Friday, and Uber took off some supply and raised the prices of the app quite harshly. So it was $70 instead of $7 for the same ride. And that's a good situation when you should know that there's a bus going as well, but there's also a taxi going as well. So have alternatives at hand. For sure, you can also do car rental. But honestly, you don't really need it, especially if you're with a group. If someone has a rental car there, it can be helpful for grocery shopping, but for all the rest, it's fine to take Uber and Lyft, the scooters, the e-buses, the bikes. And you can even walk from some distance in Omaha, which might be interesting to get to know the city of Buffett walking on your feet. So you can have a car rental. There's options at the airport. You can pick it up. But honestly, you don't need to have to take care of a car and do the rental thing. There are other alternatives that are more affordable and even fun as well. Let's talk about tickets. Tickets are a very important topic for many shareholders, and I get many questions on tickets, but it's a topic that's easy to answer. So let's look into a few frequently asked questions. The first is when tickets are available. So usually tickets are available in March. Berkshire releases them and you can start ordering them. I show you how to order them in a second. But before March, it doesn't make that much sense to look for tickets. So stay tuned till March. And if you can't wait, please subscribe to my newsletter in the guide. The link is below. Then I will send out an email once tickets are available. Why do I need tickets? Or they are also called badges. You need them, you wear them with a lanyard around your chest, and they show that you are able to enter Berkshire events and that you get a juicy discount for items that are on sale in the exclusive shareholder shopping. So they give you discounts and they give you access. So that's why you need a ticket. Should I worry about tickets? No, because if you're a shareholder, you should usually get a ticket. There are different ways to get them. I show them in a second, but I never heard of anyone, and I know a lot of people that did not get a ticket. So you will get a ticket. Usually you might have too many, because many people try to hoard tickets because they fear that they miss a ticket. But yeah, it's nothing to worry about. Let me talk about the options, how to get tickets. So there are 3 options. I sorted them with 3 criteria. So 3 options, 3 criteria to help you get a feeling what is your method you should pick for selecting your ticket. So the easiest way to kind of order a ticket is eBay. And there's a link in the guide to the Berkshire eBay account. Please don't buy outside of this account because it's the only official thing. And all others want to make a margin with reselling the tickets they got. There you can buy tickets for, I think, $6 to $7. It might be also $5 to $7. But you also have shipping costs. If you're international shareholders in the US, it's usually free, the shipping, but for international shareholders, it could mean up to $20. You have to pay extra. And please factor in a wait time of 14 days till the tickets arrive to you. It might even make sense to order 1 month ahead, because sometimes there can be delays because Berkshire runs out of tickets and they need to reprint them, and it takes some time till they get new tickets. So make sure to order them with a certain weeks ahead of the time you start traveling. And the proxy form, that's more filling out a form. You can find, I described to you how in the guide. It's more complex, you have to fill it out, you have to send it with mail to Berkshire, but then you can get up to 4 or 5 tickets for free. So it's one of the cheapest options, but you also have to factor in wait time, and sometimes the snail mail isn't properly processed. So it could also not work out for you. That's no problem. There's also no problem traveling without a ticket to Omaha, because you can get tickets, or badges as they're also called, on the ground at the will call. Times when the will call is available can be found in the guide and in the official Berkshire materials once they are released. There you can go, get in line, and wait till you're able to get a ticket. You have to show that you're a shareholder with your mobile phone, with a printout, with anything that shows that you're a shareholder, and you have to bring an ID that it's you that's there. It can be even your driver's license, so it's nothing crazy you need to bring. And you get, I think, up to 4 tickets for free, but you might have to wait a few hours. So that's the downside here, because there are many people queuing up. It can be fun, you can get to know interesting people. But honestly, personally, I would spend these hours on Friday or Saturday in Omaha differently and would try to get a ticket ahead. So either via eBay or proxy form, because there's so many interesting things you can do outside of standing in line and waiting for the ticket. So I would recommend to pre-order tickets, but it's up to you the way you want to get tickets. Now let us take a look at the day of the annual general meeting of Berkshire Hathaway. It's the 4th of May 2024 this year, and it will take place in the CHI Health Center in Omaha. The arena has a capacity of 20,000 seats. I think 19,000 are in the arena itself, and there are some overflow seats. So in case you don't find a place in the arena, you can go to these overflow seats. In the arena, there's a special area for guests of Berkshire Hathaway, and there's surely the seating area of Warren. And here are all the other seats that can be taken by shareholders. The most loved seats are this on the first level or on the ground floor. So this is also where the race for seats takes place. So some investors already start being at the CHI in the morning at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., maybe some, and kind of camp there, as you can see on this photo, to get the best seats, or the best seats in their eyes. So if you're aiming for this ground floor seating, you should be there quite early, bring a jacket, maybe buy a seat before, and wait in line till the conference center opens. But there's also the strategy I tend to follow, the just have a seat strategy. Usually it's fine to arrive a bit before the doors open. So it's 6:45, maybe 7. You should be there and get in line then. And it usually works out to have a seat. And if you're planning to come with a group, I have another recommendation. Please head for the second floor first, because many people try to have a seat on the ground floor or closer to Buffett's place, and there it will be hard to find a seat with the group, especially if they come at different times. So better head upstairs. This is the likely schedule of the AGM. So usually at 7 a.m. the doors will open. At 8:30 the legendary Berkshire movie starts. This movie can only be seen in the arena, so if you want to see it, please make sure be there at 8:30. It will be streamed. It's just an exclusive thing for shareholders, and it's quite funny and entertaining, so it's worth getting up early. At 9:30 the Q&A with Warren Buffett, Ajay Jain and Craig Abel will start. I'm not fully sure if all of them are there, but that's the likely scenario. You can get in line in the CHI Health Center to ask a question. And if you're drawn, you can ask a question. At noon, there's a lunch break. So the meeting will stop for 1 hour and will resume at 1 p.m. Then it might be only Warren, it might be a different setup where you can ask questions again. And the Q&A in the meeting will end at 4 p.m. And that's the day of the annual general meeting. I hope you will enjoy the meeting. And for sure, this meeting will also be live streamed. And so if you miss a part because you come too late or you want to visit the exhibition hall, you can also see the recording in the live stream afterwards. That's by CNBC, and you'll find a link to the live stream in my guide as well. So now let us also take a look into the investing events you can join during the Berkshire AGM week. You don't have to be a Berkshire shareholder to join these events. You can simply register to them. And there are a bunch of events that could be interesting to you. Some are free to access, so you just have to register and can go there. Some are paid events, some are events with an application. You find the collection of all the events in the guide. The link is below. And I will also update you via my newsletter about the events. But now let's take a look into the event list. And I've picked 4 events. Could be very interesting for you. The first one is the Gabelli Omaha conference. It's taking place since a few years already, and it's on Friday morning. And here in the picture you see their Berkshire Hathaway panel, which is really worth it. Getting up at Friday morning and going there for getting the best panel on Berkshire on the weekend. Besides that, there's also more, and there's a fireside chat with CEOs, and then there's a very entertaining Q&A with Mario Gabelli. So you have chances to raise questions to Mario Gabelli in the panel. And it's just a registration event you can join. And the next event is one event it's dedicated for European investors. So if you're coming from Europe to the Berkshire meeting, you can register for this event. It's Sunday after the AGM. The registration is on my website. You can find it via the guide. And it's a casual networking opportunity for investors from Europe. So if you're interested in meeting fellow European investors in Omaha, register for it, please. And another event, which is a highlight for me and where you will surely find me, is the Markel Omaha branch. It's on Sunday from 10 to noon. And there is a Q&A with Tom Gaynor of Markel. It has capacity for 2,000 shareholders, and it might be soon booked, so please make sure to register for it. It's the brunch and networking, so you get some food there. And there's also the Q&A, as said, with Tom Gaynor, the Markel CEO. There will also be a recording available, and it's a very interesting event to go to. And there's also the conference. I've already mentioned that I'm hosting a conference. It's from Wednesday to Sunday at different locations in Omaha. Here's a picture from one of the events from last year. And what can you expect from it? It's networking, get-togethers, idea sharing, and also business opportunities for emerging managers. You can apply for it on my website. The door for the conference is a bit harder to get into. So we're looking for suitable applications, but you get a feeling about it when you answer the questions. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading application as well. And there are more events during the weekend. So this is just a short selection of events. These 4 events are recommended to apply to or to join, but there is more coming up. So please check out my website with the guide. And also please watch out for more videos on YouTube channel, because I give more details on the events in videos I'm going to publish till the Berkshire meeting. So stay tuned for some interesting investor events and please register for them. And now let's look at the fun shareholder activities. Let's dive into the fun shareholder activities you can participate at the Berkshire meeting in Omaha. So here you already seen some of the fun activities in the exhibition hall on some of the pictures here. This is also from the exhibition halls where you can buy your See's Candies. But before we go into this, let's take a look at the book deals you can find. There's a dedicated book stand in the exhibition hall, and also there's the Bookworm store. Just Google for the address or find the address in the guide. The Bookworm store offers for every shareholder with a ticket or a badge, as they call them, a 20% discount on a cool selection of books. I think it's for the whole store, so if you plan to buy some books, it's a great chance to do it at the shareholder weekend at the Bookworm store in Omaha. Please plan some extra space in your luggage if you plan to buy some books, because if you don't have space and have to pay extra for the luggage, the deal might be more expensive than you think, because books can be heavy. The cool thing about the book deals is that you can meet the authors of the books. So at a meet is possible to meet, for instance, or other authors are possible to meet. And there's also, I will link it in the guide, official book list with recommendation by Warren Buffett that helps you to pick interesting books. So if you're curious about the book selection, check out the book lists, the authors, and the books will be available at the book deal place. There are also interesting shopping opportunities. So as I already have mentioned, the exhibition hall gives you the chance to buy your See's Candies. Fun thing is, it's sold by See's Candies officially, but they are sold by the Nebraska Furniture Mart. So you will meet the Nebraska Furniture Mart team there. I think it's 11 tons that are sold in Omaha. And yeah, you can get maybe a special bag and get your See's Candies to take home with you, or your peanut nut brittles as well. You can also go in Omaha physically to the Nebraska Furniture Mart. They have a stand in the exhibition hall, and they give you a chance to buy in the exhibition hall, but also at the Nebraska Furniture Mart, to buy things during the weekend with a special discount, which is widely used also by local people from Nebraska. And there's also a special dinner at the Nebraska Furniture Mart. So it's interesting to go there if you want to get to know a Berkshire subsidiary in action. And if you like fancy and expensive things, you might also enjoy going to Borsheim's, which is in the west of Omaha. And there you can buy jewelry, nice things, watches, some Berkshire clothing. So it's also interesting to go there. They also have some special activities for shareholders. Please check out the offer if you're interested in learning more. So let's go to the final slides of this presentation. So if there's more information needed, I recommend you to do the following: to check out the guide. You find it linked, the link below. I will update the guide from time to time, so the most accurate and the latest information can be found in the guide. And there will also be a publication by Berkshire. I think it's published in March. This will also help you, but the guide covers additionally a lot of information what's happening outside of the Berkshire Circle in Omaha. So please feel free to check it out. And I also have a newsletter that's dedicated for the Berkshire meeting. There you, for instance, get information about important milestones, which make your traveling to Omaha easier and future planning more fun. I also shared 12 great deals I found for you for the Berkshire weekend. And if you're interested in events I've already mentioned, there will be event updates in the email series. And yeah, if you're interested in it, I already said the door isn't that easy for the conference, but you can also apply to the conference I'm running to meet fellow investors. Yeah, and if there's anything, please feel free to write it to the comments. And yeah, looking forward to maybe seeing you in Omaha. And thanks for enjoying the video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.